page T 2.1, model paper 2, exercise 1. Which of the following statements is true? A. Local government derives its authority from and is subordinate to state government. B. Local government is independent of state government. C. Local government derives its authority from the Constitution. And D. Local government performs functions of national interest. The correct answer is C, that is local government derives its authority from the Constitution. Exercise 2. Which of the following countries has a disciplined multi-party system? A. France during P. Republic, B. India, C. Sri Lanka, D. Italy. The correct answer is A. France during B. Republic. Exercise 3. National League for Democracy is A. ruling party of Indonesia, B. an opposition party of Myanmar, C. a ruling party of Bhutan, and D. an opposition party of Indonesia. The correct answer is B. an opposition party of Myanmar. Exercise 4. Which constitution is called is A. within inverted comma tailor-made inverted comma closed constitution, inverted comma made constitution. 4. Repeat 4. Which constitution is called a within inverted comma tailor-made inverted comma closed constitution? A. Constitution of Fourth Republic of France, B. Constitution of Fifth Republic of France, C. Constitution of United Germany, D. Constitution of USA. The correct answer is B, that is Constitution of Fifth Republic of France. Exercise 5. The policy of protective discrimination seeks to promote A. formal equality, B. substantive equality, C. inequality, and D. meritocracy. The correct answer is B, that is substantive equality. Exercise 6. Which one of the following statements in regard to presidential form of government is not correct? A. Members of the cabinet are not representatives of the people since they do not have definite program of their own to implement. B. The members of the same cabinet are responsible to the president for all their actions. C. Real executive is the legislature. D. There is no gap between theory and practice. The correct answer is C. Real executive is the legislature. Exercise 7. The unitary state is stronger than a federalist one because of powers of government are concentrated in the hands of one single set of authorities. Hence, there is a absence of conflict of authority and responsibility. B. Absence of simplification of governmental organization. C. Overlapping of jurisdiction. And D. Duplication of functions. The correct answer is A, that is absence of conflict of authority and responsibility. Exercise 8. Match list 1 within bracket political thinkers with list 2 within bracket ideas. List 1 political thinkers in the vertical column against serial number capital A, Machiavelli, against serial number capital B, Hobbes, against serial number capital C, Locke, against serial number capital D, Marx. Under the head list 2 ideas, again in the vertical column against serial number 1, wanted a stable mercantile bourgeois state in England. Against serial number 2, wanted the creation and consolidation of a national monarchy in Italy. Against serial number 3, wanted a socialist revolution and overthrow of capitalism. Exercise serial number 4, wanted to rationalize the glorious revolution. 4. In the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A in the vertical column against serial number A2, B3, C2 and D3. Under the head capital B against serial number A1, B4, C4 and D1. Under the head capital C against serial number A4, B1, C1 and D4. Under the head capital D against serial number A3, B2, C3 and D2. The correct answer is A, that is under serial number capital A, Machiavelli, 2 2, that is wanted the creation and consolidation of a national monarchy in Italy. Under the serial number capital B, Hobbes 1, that is wanted a stable mercantile bourgeoisie. Under the serial number capital C, Locke 4, that is wanted to rationalize the glorious revolution. Under the head capital D, Marx 3, wanted a socialist revolution and overthrow of capitalism. Exercise 9. In which of the following federal systems decentralization is implemented under the within inverted comma grassroots doctrine? A. Canada, B. Australia, C. India, D. USA. The correct answer is C. India. Exercise 10. Match list 1 within bracket thinkers with list 2 within bracket statements. The head list 1 thinkers in the vertical column against serial number A, Edmund Burke, serial number B, Mussolini, serial number C, Hegel, and serial number D, Locke. Against under the head list 2 statements in the vertical column against serial number 1 within inverted comma, it is not the nation which is not the nation which generates the state, rather it is the state which creates the nation in inverted comma close. The state is a partnership in all science, a partnership in all art, a partnership in every virtue and in all perfection. Serial number 3, the state is a divine will in the sense that it is mind present on earth, unfolding itself to be the actual shape and organization of a world. 4, serial number 4, within inverted comma, the state acts as a night watchman whose services are only called upon when orderly existence is threatened. Quote in the horizontal column, in the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A in the vertical column against serial number A2, B3, C2 and D3. Under the head capital B against serial number A1, B4, C4 and D1. Under the head capital C against serial number A3, B2, C3 and D2. Under the head capital D, A4, B1, C1 and D4. The correct answer is A. That is under the head capital A, Edmund Burke 2, that is, it is not the nation which generates the state, rather it is the state which creates the nation. Capital B against capital, under the head capital B, Mussolini 1, that is wrong. I repeat, quote, in the horizontal column the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A in the vertical column against serial number A2, B3, C2 and D3. Under the head capital B against serial number A1, B4, C4 and D1. Under the head capital C against serial number A3, B2, C3 and D2. Under the head capital D against serial number A4, B1, C1 and D4. The correct answer is A. That is under serial number capital A, that is 1. Under serial number capital A, that is Edmund Burke 2, that is state is a partnership in all science, a partnership in all art, a partnership in every virtue and in all perfection. Capital B, that is Mussolini 1, that is it is not the nation which generates the state, rather it is the state which generates the nation. Capital C, that is Hegel 3, that is the state is a divine will in the sense that it is mind present on the earth, unfolding itself to be the actual shape and organization of a world. Capital D, Locke 1, that is it is not the nation which generates, capital D, which is Locke, it is 4, that is the state acts as a night watchman whose services are only called upon when orderly existence is threatened. Exercise 11. Match list 1. Exercise 11 in page 2.2 of model paper 1. Match list 1, scholars with list 2, views and on bureaucracy. Under the head list 1, scholars, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, Hegel, serial number capital 2, B, Marx, capital C, Max Weber, capital D, Bellow. Against head list 2, views of bureaucracy. Against serial number 1, legal, rational view of bureaucracy. 2, bureaucracy as an instrument of exploitation. 3, reformist view of bureaucracy. 4, bureaucracy as a link between civil society and state. 5, bureaucracy as an instrument of social change. Bureaucracy as an instrument of social change. Quote, in the horizontal column. In the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A, in the vertical column, against serial number A4, B4, C1, D4. Under the head capital B, against serial number A3, B2, C2 and D3. Under the head capital C, against serial number A5, B1, C5 and D1. Under the head capital D, against serial number A2, B3, C3 and D2. The correct answer is B, that is under serial number capital A, Hegel, that is 4, that is bureaucracy as a link between civil society and state. Under the head capital B, Marx, 2, that is bureaucracy as an instrument of exploitation. Under the head capital C, Max Weber, the 1, that is legal, rational view of bureaucracy. Under the head capital D, Bellow, 3, that is reformist view of bureaucracy. Model paper 2, page T2, 2.3. Exercise 12. The most outstanding contemporary advocate of libertarianism is A. Rawls, B. Habermas, C. Dworkin and D. Nozick. The correct answer is D. Nozick. Exercise 13. All India Kisan Congress, later on known as All India Kisan Sabha, was formed in A. Lucknow session of Indian National Congress in 1936, B. Surat session of Indian National Congress in 1906, and C. Lahore session of Indian National Congress in 1929, and D. None of the above. The correct answer is A, that is Lucknow session of Indian National Congress in 1936. Exercise 14. Generally non-governmental organizations in India are registered under A. Registration Act 1960, B. Registration Act 1871, Registration Act C. Registration Act 1960, and I repeat A. Registration Act 1860, B. Registration Act 1971, C. Registration Act 1960, D. Registration Act 1948. The correct answer is Registration Act 1860. Exercise 15. In which year was the Human Rights Protection Law passed in India? A. 1986, B. 1987, C. 1993 and D. 1995. The correct answer is C, that is 1993. Exercise 16. The idea of internationalism involves A. Total abandonment of nationalism, B. Partial abandonment of nationalism, C. Adequate recognition of cultural distinctiveness of natures, and D. Recognition of cultural distinctiveness. The correct answer is C. Adequate recognition of cultural distinctiveness of nation. Exercise 17. Match list 1 author with list 2 phrase. List 1 author, under list 1 author, in the vertical column against serial number, capital A. Hayes, capital B. Organsko, capital C. Rabindranath Tagore, capital C. D. Victor Golanj. Under list 2 phrase 1, within inverted comma, of all the evils, I hate, I think, I hate nationalism most, inverted comma close. 2. Within inverted comma, an organized self-interest of the whole people, inverted comma close. 3. Within inverted comma, as a belief, nationalism has been a curse and nothing but a curse. 4. Serial number 4, within inverted comma, to believe that nationalism will vanish because it is dangerous, or the nations will wither away because there are other way of organizing mankind is false. 4. In the horizontal column against serial number capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D, against serial number capital A, in the vertical column against serial number A1, B3, C1 and D3, against capital B in the vertical column, against serial number 1, 2, against serial number A, 2, B, 4, C, 4 and D2, against serial number capital C, A, 1, 4, B, 2, C, 2 and D4, against serial number capital D, A, 3, B, 1, C, 3 and D1. The correct answer is D. That is, under capital A means his, 3, that is within inverted comma, as a belief, nationalism has been a curse and nothing but a curse. Under the head capital B, organsco, 2, that is within inverted comma, an organized self-interest of the whole people. Under the head capital C, that is Rabindranath Tagore, 4, that is within inverted comma, to believe that nationalism will vanish because it is dangerous, or the nations will wither away because there are other ways of organizing mankind is false, inverted comma close. Capital D, that is Victor Gollancz, 1, that is, of all the evils, I hate, I think, I hate nationalism most. Exercise 18. Match list 1 authors with list 2 books. List 1 author, under list 1 author, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, John Rawls, capital B, Morton Kaplan, capital C, Friedrich Hayek, and capital D, Michael Widger. Under list 2 in the books, against serial number 1, Spheres of Justice, serial number 2, The Mirage of Social Justice, serial number 3, System and Process in International Politics, serial number 4, A Theory of Justice. 4. In the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A in the vertical column against serial number A4, B2, C4, D2. Under the head capital B against serial number A3, B1, C1 and D3. Under the head capital C against serial number A2, B4, C2 and D4. Under the head capital D against serial number A1, B3, C3 and D1. The correct answer is A. That is under the head capital A, John Rawls. 4. That is A Theory of Justice. Under the head capital B, Morton Kaplan. The correct answer is 3. That is System and Process in International Politics. Under the head capital C, Friedrich Hayek. 2. That is The Mirage of Social Justice. Under the head capital D, Michael Widger. 1. That is The Spheres of Justice. Exercise 19. Exercise 19. Marxian view treats international politics as an extension of class war in A. Global perspective, B. National perspective, C. Social perspective and D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. That is social perspective. Page T 2.4. Model paper 2, exercise 20. Consider the following statements. Exercise 20. Consider the following statements. 1. System theory is the result of the behavioral revolution in social science. 2. There is a universally acceptance definition of a system. 3. System theory aims at the unification of science and scientific analysis. Which of these statements is are correct? A. 1 and 3, B. 1 and 2, C. 2 and 3, D. 3 only. The correct answer is A, that is 1 and 3. That is 1 is system theory is the result of the behavioral revolution in social science, and 3. System theory aims at the unification of science and scientific analysis. Exercise 21. Who among the following justified the absolute power of sovereign on the basis of an original and irrevocable agreement of the people to surrender their natural rights to its authority? A. Hobbes, B. Rousseau, C. Austin, and D. Lasky. The correct answer is A. Hobbes. Exercise 23. The correct sequence is in game theory is A. Game, choice, player, equilibrium. B. Playoffs, strategies, systems, game. C. Payoffs, choice, player, game. D. Systems, equilibrium, game, player. The correct answer is A. That is game, choice, player, equilibrium. Exercise 23. Which one of the following statement is not correct? A. Diplomacy is an instrument of foreign policy. B. Major international agreements are usually negotiated by foreign ministers. C. Diplomats do not play now as great a role in international negotiations as they once did. C. D. Diplomats now get greater latitude than they enjoyed in 19th century. The correct answer is D. That is, diplomats now get greater latitudes than they enjoyed in 19th century. Exercise 24. The idea of within inverted comma world's theory system, signifying the arrival of international capitalist order, was predicted in the 1970s. Identify the scholar who advanced this idea. A. Samuel P. Huntington, B. Andre Gunder Frank, and D. George Waldstein, and D. Cardoso. The correct answer is C, that is George Waldstein. Exercise 25. Neo-Marxists view the economic globalization as A. Equalitarian process, B. Development process, C. Hierarchical process, and D. Uneven hierarchical process. The correct answer is D, that is uneven hierarchical process. Exercise 26. Which aspect of imperialism does the dependency theory emphasize? The A. Economic, B. Political, C. Cultural, and D. Strategic. The correct answer is A. Economic. Exercise 27. Which one does not contribute to the formation of international government? A. Expansion of international trade, B. Establishment of international organization, and C. Interstate rivalry, and D. Means of communication. The correct answer is C, that is interstate rivalry. Exercise 28. A. Spiner has designated the interest groups as A. Invisible government, B. Unofficial government, C. Government within the government, and D. Anonymous empire. The correct answer is D, that is anonymous empire. Exercise 29. Role of the pressure group is confined to the welfare of A. all sections of society within the state, B. its members only, C. mankind, D. weaker sections of society. Correct answer is B, that is its members only. Exercise 30. Who among the following is an acclaimed analyst on political parties? A. Walter Lippmann, B. Morris Duverger, C. H.J. Lasky, and D. James Bryce. The correct answer is D, B, that is Morris Duverger. Duverger's book Political Parties is of immense importance. Exercise 31. Consider the following statements. A. Municipal corporation corporation's income within bracket revenue is derived from 1. Local tax, 2. Grants from state and central governments, 3. Contributions and donations of local people, 4. Devolution of fiscal powers by federal constitution, 5. Tax sharing between state governments and the municipal corporation concerned. Which of these statements are correct? A. 1, 2 and 5, B. 1, 2 and 3, C. 3, 4 and 5, D. 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1. Correct answer is C, that is 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1. Local taxes. 2. Grants from state and central governments. 3. Contributions and donations of local people. 5. The tax sharing between state governments and the municipal corporation concerned. Model paper 2, page T 2.5. Exercise 32. 73rd Amendment is in the Constitution of India provides for A. 2 tiers of Panchayati Raj institutions at the village and district levels, B. 2 tiers of Panchayati Raj institutions at the village and block levels, C. 2 tiers of Panchayati Raj institutions at the block and district levels, and D. 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj institutions at village, block and district levels. The correct answer is D, that is 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj institutions of village, block and district levels. Exercise 33. Communalism in Indian context means A. Serving the community in a befitting manner, B. Using communal identity for political gains, C. A group of people bound by ethnic feelings, and D. Creating friendly relations with the other communities. The correct answer is B, that is using communal identity for political gains. Exercise 34. The best form of federalism suited for countries like India is A. Centralized federalism, B. Bargaining federalism, C. Cooperative federalism, and D. Conflicting federalism. The correct answer is C, that is cooperative federalism. Exercise 35. In which year did India become a party to the International Convention on Biological Diversity? A. 1992, B. 1993, C. 1994, and D. 1995. The correct answer is A, that is 1992. Exercise 36. As per 2001 census, the minimum standards of literacy are A. A person aged 12 years and above who can read and understand any language. B. A person aged 18 years and above who can read, speak and write in any language. C. A person aged 7 years and above who can both read and write with understanding in any language. D. A person with aged about 21 years and above who can read, speak and write in language. The correct answer is C. A person aged 7 years and above who can both read and write with understanding in any language. Exercise 37. Who among the following was considered to be a forerunner of backward class movement? A. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar, B. Jyotiba Phule, C. E. V. Ramaswamy Naikar, and C. and D. Ram Manohar Lohiya. Correct answer is B, that is Jyotiba Phule. Directions. The following 13 items consist of two statements. One labeled the assertion A and the other labeled the reason R. You are to examine these two statements carefully and select the answers to these items using the quotes given below. A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct expression of it. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. Now exercise 38. Assertion A. System theory is criticized for its alleged ideological basis in favor of status quo. Reason R. Systems theory stresses upon notions of stability, equilibrium, steady state and pattern maintenance. The correct answer is A. That is, both A and R are true and R is the correct expression of A. Exercise 939, assertion A. There has been a growing demand for review of center-state relationship. Reason R, the state have no adequate resources to take up developmental projects. The correct answer is 1939A. That is, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Page T2.6. Model 2, exercise 40, assertion A. Bureaucracy as an instrument of exploitation in the state exploits the affairs of the community in such a manner as to promote and sustain its private ends. Reason R, it is the bureaucracy which determines the fate of a political system of a given society. The correct answer is D. That is, A is false but R is true. Exercise 41, assertion A. Article 14 of the Indian Constitution does not lay down that all laws must be of universal application. Reason R, state has power to classify persons for legitimate purpose and on feasible and on reasonable grounds. The correct answer is D. That is, A is false but R is true. Exercise 41, assertion A. Indian socialists emphasized on labor-intensive cottage industry, decentralization and eradication of the caste system. Reason R, Indian socialists were deeply influenced by Mahatma Gandhi. 42A. A is the answer. A means both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. 43. Assertion A. Collective responsibility of the cabinet signifies only and coordination among members of the Council of Ministers. Reason R. It is the prerogative of the Prime Minister to select or drop a member of the cabinet. Correct answer is B. That is, both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Exercise 44, assertion A. Judicial review is a process to restrain the executive or the legislature from exercising power which may not be sanctioned by the Constitution. Reason R. The source of the power of judicial review in India is Article 13.2 of the Constitution. The correct answer is 44A. That is, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of it. Exercise 45. Assertion A. Judicial activism emerged in India as an extra-constitutional development through judicial pronouncements and judgments. Reason R. Judicial activism fills the gap since the existing law is not clear or pronounced. The correct answer is A. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. Exercise 46. Assertion A. Reservation of a state bill for the assent of the President is a discretionary power of the Governor. Reason R. The President of India can disallow or return a bill passed by the state legislature for reconsideration. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. B. The correct answer is B. That is, both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Exercise 47, assertion A. Sarkaria Commission recommended that consultation between the centre and chief ministers of important attainments be certainly made. Reason R. This could be achieved through amending Article 165 of the Indian Constitution. The correct answer is C. That is, A is true, but R is false. Exercise 48, assertion A. Pressure groups involved in politics and policy making process in India through direct and indirect means. Reason R. They aspire to come to power to achieve their goals. The correct answer is C. That is, A is true but R is false. 49. Assertion A. Development administration signifies action-oriented and target-oriented programs suitable for developing countries. Reason A. The success of rural development plans acts as a strong impetus for initiating other development plans. The correct answer is B. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Page 2.7. Model paper 2, exercise 50. Assertion A. A social movement is a particular form of collective behavior of which the motive to act springs from the attitude of members and the challenges of the society. Reason are social groups and movements embrace its interest groups and political parties to achieve their goals. The correct answer is 50B. The correct answer of exercise 50 is B. That is, both A and R are true, but R is not a correct explanation of A. Exercise 51. Assertion A. Decision-making theory directs attention not to states as metaphysical abstractions, but instead seeks to highlight the behavior of decision makers. Reason are, decision-making theory identifies a large number of relevant variables and suggests possible interrelationships among them. The correct answer is A. That is, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Exercise 52. Assertion A. In assessing power today, technology, education and economic growth are becoming more important than military might. Reason are, sources of power are never static and are always in a state of flux. The correct answer is B. That is, both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Exercise 53. Marxism believes that A. The real is the rational and the rational is the real. B. Social relations are rooted in the material conditions. C. Economic relations can be understood in the light of the progress of human mind. D. It is human consciousness that determines the social life of man. The correct answer is B. That is, social relations are rooted in the material conditions. Exercise 54. According to Keohane and Nye, the internationalization of the world economy had led the major industrialized nations to a pattern of A. Complex interdependence, B. Complex dependence, C. Dependence, and D. Interdependence. The correct answer is A. Complex interdependence. Exercise 55. Consider the following statements. The major functions of political parties are 1. Rule making, 2. Interest aggregation, 3. Political socialization, 4. Regulation of the behavior of the people. Which of these statements are correct? A. 1 and 2, B. 2 and 3, C. 3 and 4, and D. 1 and 4. The correct answer is B. That is 2 and 3. 2. Interest aggregation, and 3. Political socialization. Exercise 56. Non-security issues have taken priority over force, violence and military might because of A. Modernization of the world political and communication system, B. Modernization of the world political and economic systems, C. Transnationalization of the world economic and political systems, D. Decentralization of the world economic and political systems. The correct answer is B. That is, modernization of the world political and economic systems. Exercise 57. According to political scientists Almond, all systems of governments perform two basic functions, namely A. Import and export functions, B. Input and output functions, C. Active and proactive functions, D. Information and logistic functions. The correct answer is B. That is, input and output functions. Exercise 58. Jhum cultivation by cutting and burning trees is in practice by indigenous tribes in A. Karnataka, B. Northeastern states, C. Orissa, and D. Jammu and Kashmir. The correct answer is B, that is northeastern states. Model paper 2, page T 2.8, exercise number 59. Which one of the following is not the characteristic of within inverted comma a 6-point syndrome inverted comma close of totalitarianism propounded by Friedrich and Brzezinski? A. An official ideology. B. A system of terroristic policy. C. A monopoly of means of communication. And D. A divine right to rule. The correct answer is D. A divine right to rule. Exercise 60. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of liberal democracy? A. Guarantees of people liberties and rights. B. Government is vested with unfettered powers. C. Wrong. The correct answer I repeat, exercise 59. Which one of the following is not the characteristic of a 6-point syndrome of totalitarianism propounded by Friedrich and Brzezinski? The A. An official ideology. B. A system of terroristic policy. And C. A monopoly of means of communication. And D. A divine right to rule. The correct answer is a divine right to rule. Exercise 60. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of liberal democracy? A. Guarantees of civil liberties and rights. B. Government is vested with unfettered powers. C. The interdependence of organized groups and interests from government. D. Regular elections that respect the principle of within inverted comma 1 person, 1 vote, 1 vote, 1 value inverted comma close. The correct answer is B, that a government is vested with unfettered powers. Exercise 61, within inverted comma, alternative vote of confidence is in vogue in one of the democratic political systems. Identify the country. A. Switzerland. Exercise 60, the correct answer is B, that is government is vested with unfettered powers. Exercise 61, within inverted comma, alternative vote of confidence is in vogue in one of the democratic political systems. Identify the country. A. Switzerland. B. Austria. C. Germany. And D. France. The correct answer is C, that is Germany. Exercise 62. China has moved away from the policy of statism to market economy, which was propounded by one of the communist leaders of revolution, who said, within inverted comma, market in China is like a bird in cage, inverted comma close. Identify the person. A. Zhou Enlai. B. Liu Shaoqi. D. Deng Xiaoping. And D. Chiang Kai-shek. The correct answer is C, that is Deng Xiaoping. Exercise 63. Within inverted comma, human consciousness postulates liberty. Liberty involves rights. Rights demand the state. Inverted comma close. Who has made this statement? A. Lasky. B. Barker. C. Green. And D. Hegel. The correct answer is C, that is Green. Exercise 64. Within inverted comma, government of national unity, inverted comma close, is a concept developed by which one of the following third world countries? A. Nigeria. B. Tanzania. C. Argentina. And D. South Africa. The correct answer is D, that is South Africa. Exercise 65. Which of the following is not correct in respect of China? A. The Communist Party of China is organized on the basis of democratic centralism. B. The Chinese constitution provides for a uniform judicial system. C. Mao's ideas of within new democracy close have been put into practice. D. The Chinese constitution provides for a bicameral legislature. The correct answer is D. The Chinese constitution provides for a bicameral legislation. Exercise 66. Consider the following statements. Classical liberalism stands for A. A state which is merely a watchman. 2. Individualism. 3. Welfarism. And 4. Free market. Which of these statements are correct? A. 1 and 2. B. 1, 2 and 3. C. 3 and 4. D. 1, 2 and 4. The correct answer is D, that is 1, 2 and 4. 1. A state which is merely a watchman. 2. That is individualism. And 4. That is free market. Exercise 67. Match list 1 within bracket acts with list 2 provisions. List 1 acts Under the head List 1 Acts, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, the Government of India Act 1935, against serial number capital B, the Government of India Act 1909, against serial number C, the Government of India Act 1919, against serial number D, the Government of India Act 1858. Under the head List 2 provisions, against, in the vertical column against serial number 1, transfer of power from the East India Company to the British Crown. Serial number 2, envisaged dominion status to India. Serial number 3, introduction of provincial autonomy. Exercise 4, introduction of diarchy in the provinces. Serial number 5, introduction of separate electorate of Muslims and others. Code in the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A, in the vertical column against serial number A1, B3, C1 and D3. Under head capital B, in the vertical column against serial number A4, B5, C5 and D4. Under the head capital C, in the vertical column against serial number A2, B4, C4 and D2. Under head capital D, in the vertical column against serial number A3, B1, C3 and D1. The correct answer is B. That is under A, that is the Government of India Act 1934, 3, that is introduction of provincial autonomy. Under capital B, 5, that is in 5, under capital B, the Government of India Act 1909, 5, that is introduction of separate electorate for Muslims and others. Under capital C, that is the Government of India Act 1919, C4, that is introduction of diarchy in the provinces. Capital D, the Government of India Act 1858, 1, that is transfer of power from the East India Company to the British Crown. Page 2.9. Model paper 2, exercise 68. Which of the following articles was incorporated in the Constitution of India by the Constituent Assembly for the promotion of international peace and security? A. Article 51, B. Article 39, C. Article 44 and D. Article 265. The correct answer is A, that is Article 51. Exercise 69. Consider the following events. 1. Inclusion of 9th schedule in the Constitution. 2. Passing of anti-defection bill. 3. First non-Congress government at the centre. 4. Reorganization of the state of Punjab. The correct chronological sequence these events is A. 1, 2, 3, 4, B. 4, 3, 2, 1, C. 1, 4, 3, 2 and D. 2, 3, 2, 1, 4. The correct answer is C, that is 4, 1, 4, 3, 2. 1 means inclusion of 9th schedule in the Constitution. 4. Reorganization of state of Punjab. 3. First non-Congress government at the centre. And 2. Passing of anti-defection bill. Exercise 70. In India, public order is included in the Constitution as an item in A. Union list, B. State list, C. Concurrent list and D. Both union and state list. The correct answer is B, that is state list. Exercise 71. The idea of the union giving directions to the states was adopted by the makers of the Indian Constitution from A. the Government of India Act 1935, B. the US Constitution, C. the Soviet Constitution, D. the Australian Constitution. The correct answer is A, that is Government of India Act 1935. Exercise 72. What is the implication of the Union government giving within inverted commas special status to a state? A. Subsequently, large percentage of the central assistance will be grants in aid. B. Current account budgetary deficit will be breached by the Union government. C. The extent of loan as a percentage of total assistance will be high. D. The Union government meets entire expenditure of the state during the period of special status. The correct answer is A, that is subsequently large percentage of the central assistance will be grants in aid. Exercise 73. The concept of sustainable development was popularized by Bartland report and report of the World Commission on Environment and Development in A 1991, B 1992, C 1993 and D 1995. The correct answer is B, that is 1992. Exercise 74. Which of the following is not a feature of French Constitution of 1958? A. Adoption of Declaration of Rights of 1789. B. Favoring strong presidency. C. Limited powers of Parliament. And D. Unicameral legislature. The correct answer is D, that is unicameral legislature. Exercise 75. Match list 1 within bracket development approach with list 2 features. List 1 development approach. Under the head list 1 development approach, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, blueprint approach. B. Learning process approach. Exercise capital C, production centered approach. Under the list wrong. Under the list, I repeat again, under the list 1 development approach, in the vertical column against serial number A, blueprint approach, serial number B, learning process approach, serial number C, production centered approach, and serial number D, people centered approach. Under the head list 2 features, in the vertical column against serial number 1, utilization of capital resources over human resources. 2. Cybernetic process with latitude for change according to needs. 3. Planning in advance for development. And 4. Individual as an actor who defines the goal. Quote. In the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A, in the vertical column against serial number A3, B1, C3 and D1. Under the head capital B, under the head A4, B2, C2 and D4. Under the head capital C, against serial number A1, B3, C1 and D3. Under the head capital D, against serial number A2, B4, C4 and D2. The correct answer is C, that is under the head capital A, blueprint approach. 3, that is planning in advance for development. Under the head capital B, learning process approach. 2, that is cybernetic process with latitude for change according to needs. Under the head capital C, production centered approach. 1, utilization of capital resources over human resources. Under the head capital D, people centered approach. 4, that is individual as an actor who defines the goal. Model paper 2, page T2.10. Exercise 76. Within inverted comma, crisis of distribution, inverted comma close, referred to in the context of poverty alleviation indicates A. Problem of distribution of fruits of development. B. Improper distribution of spoils of power. C. Inadequate resources to meet the needs of the country. And D. Injudicious distribution of financial aid to the poor. The correct answer is A. Problem of distribution of fruits of development. Exercise 77. Which of the following is not suggested by the Sarkaria Commission on the selection of government? A. That a politician from the ruling party at the center is not appointed. B. That a detached figure not too intimately connected with the local politics of the state is not appointed. C. The consultation with the Chief Minister regarding appointment of a governor be mandatory. D. The governor remains a mere figure head and should not function as an agent of the representative of the center. The correct answer is B. That a detached figure not too intimately connected with the local politics of the state is not appointed. Exercise 78. Article 30 of the Indian Constitution deals with the A. Freedom of conscience. B. Right to propagate religion. C. Right to minorities to establish and manage educational institutions. D. Cultural and educational rights of the majority community. Exercise 79. In Indian Constitution, the power to issue a writ of within inverted comma habeas corpus is vested only in A. the Supreme Court, B. the High Courts, C. the subordinate court, D. the Supreme Court and the High Courts. The correct answer is D, that is the Supreme Court and the High Courts. Exercise 80. Which of the following duties have been prescribed by the Indian Constitution as fundamental duties? 1. To defend the country. 2. To pay income tax. 3. To preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. 4. To safeguard public property. A. 1 and 2, B. 2 and 4, C. 1, 2 and 4, D. 1, 3 and 4. The correct answer is D, that is 1, 3 and 4. 1 represents to defend the country, 3 to preserve the right heritage of our composite culture, and 4 to safeguard public property. Exercise 81. Consider the following statements. 1. The President has the right to address and send messages to the Council of Ministers to elicit specific information. 2. The President can direct that any matter on which decision has been taken by a minister should be placed before the Council of Ministers. 3. The President can call for information relating to proposals for legislation. 4. All decisions of the Council of Ministers relating to the administration of the Union must be communicated to the President. The correct, which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2 and 3, B. 2, 3 and 4, C. 1 and 4, D. 1, 2, 3, 4. The correct answer is B, that is 2, 3 and 4. 2. The President can direct that any matter on which decision has been taken by a minister should be placed before the Council of Ministers. 3. The President can call for information relating to proposals for legislation. 4. That is, all decisions of the Council of Ministers relating to the administration of the Union must be communicated to the President. Exercise 82. Exercise 82. Proclamation of emergency by the President of India can be made on the written advice of the Cabinet only. This provision has been added: A. After 44th Constitution Amendment, B. After 42nd Constitution Amendment, C. By the Constituent Assembly in the Constitution of India. The correct answer is A, that is after 44th Constitution Amendment. Exercise 83. Vote on account means A. A proposal passed by Rajya Sabha on account. B. A proposal submitted by Finance Minister before presenting the budget. C. To bring a proposal related to the speech of the President before the joint session of the Parliament. D. If the budget is not passed before 1st April, the Parliament is authorized to sanction any grant advance to meet the expenses. The correct answer is D. If the budget is not passed before 1st April, the Parliament is authorized to sanction any grant advance to meet the expense. Model Paper 2, page 2.11, Exercise 84. Consider the following statements. Members of Rajya Sabha are not associated with the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Public Undertakings. 2. Railway Convention Committee on an ad hoc Parliamentary Committee. 3. Department of Women and Child Development is one of the departments of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Which of these statements is are correct? A. 2 only, B. 1 and 2, C. 1 and 3, D. 3 only. The correct answer is 2 only. Railway Convention Committee on an ad hoc Parliamentary Committee. I repeat again, 2. Railway Convention Committee is an ad hoc Parliamentary Committee. Exercise 85. Which one of the following cases prompted the Indian Parliament to enact 24th Constitution Amendment Bill? A. Goloknath case, B. Shankari Prasad case, C. Keshavananda Bharati case, and D. Shahabanu case. The correct answer is A, that is Goloknath case. Exercise 86. In which case did the Supreme Court pronounce the judgment for the first time that the within inverted comma basic structure bracket closed inverted comma close of the Constitution cannot be amended by the Parliament? A. Shankari Prasad versus Union of India 1952, B. Goloknath versus State of Punjab 1967, and C. Keshavananda versus State of Kerala 1973, D. Minerva Mills versus Union of India 1980. The correct answer is C, that is Keshavananda versus State of Kerala 1979. Exercise 87. Consider the following statements on zonal councils in India. 1. Zonal councils were set up under the provisions of the State Reorganization Act. 2. Zonal councils discuss various issues of common interest in the field of planning, river waters, interstate transport. 3. They enable the centre and states to cooperate in evolving uniform policies in social and economic matters. 4. Their decisions are binding on the centre as well as on state governments. Which of these statements are correct? A. 1, 2 and 3, B. 1, 3 and 4, C. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and D. 1, 2 and 4. The correct answer is A, that is 1, 2, 3. 1. Zonal councils were set up under the provisions of the State Reorganization Act. 2. That is, zonal councils discuss various issues of common interest in the field of planning, river waters, interstate transport. 3. They enable the centre and states to cooperate in evolving uniform policies in social and economic matters. Exercise 88. Which one of the following is not the characteristics of a theocratic state? Theocratic state is within inverted comma. A. The religious authority shall prevail over political authority. B. The government posts are filled on the basis of one's position in religious hierarchy. C. Religious rules and precepts take precedence over political rules and regulations. D. The authority is based on people's consent. The correct answer is D. Its authority is based on people's consent. Exercise 89. Who among the following championed the cause of socialist ideas in the Indian National Congress before independence? A. Dr. Patravi Sitaramaiah, B. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, C. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and D. Jamanlal Bajaj. The correct answer is B, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. 90. Exercise 90. Match list 1 authors with list 2 books. List 1 authors, under the head list 1 authors, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, F. A. Hayek, capital B. John Rawls, and capital C. C. B. Macpherson, and capital C. Milton Friedman. Under the head list 2 books, in the vertical column against serial number 1, Political Liberalism, against serial number 2, Constitution of Liberty, serial number 3, The Real World of Democracy, serial number 4, Capitalism and Freedom. Quote, in the horizontal column, in the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A, in the vertical column against serial number A2, B4, C2, D4. Under the head capital B, against serial number A1, B3, C3 and D1. Under the head capital C, against serial, in the vertical column against serial number A3, B1, C1 and D3. Under the head capital D, against, in the vertical column against serial number A4, D2, A4, B2, C4 and D2. The correct answer is A, that is under capital A, F.A. Hayek, 2, that is the Constitution of Liberty. Under the head capital B, that is John Rawls, 1, that is Political Liberalism. Under the head capital C, C. B. Macpherson, 3, The Real World of Democracy. Under the head capital D, Milton Friedman, 4, that is Capitalism and Freedom. Exercise 91. Among the following, identify the most powerful and largest number of pressure groups in India. A. Institutional groups, B. Public interest groups, C. Non-associational groups, and D. Associational groups. The correct answer is A. Institutional groups. Model paper 2, page 2.12. Exercise 92. The organizational approach to the within inverted comma elite theory is represented by A. Vilfredo Pareto, B. Gastiano Mosca, C. Robert Michaels, and D. C. Wright Mills. The correct answer is C. Robert Michaels. Exercise 93. Which one of the following is not an input function of political system? A. Political communication, B. Political recruitment, C. Interest articulation, D. C. Interest articulation. D. Rule adjudication. The correct answer is D, that is rule adjudication. Exercise 94. Which one of the following pairs is not exercise 93. Exercise 93. I repeat exercise 93. Which one of the following is not an input function of political system? A. Political communication. B. Political recruitment. C. Interest articulation. And D. Rural adjudication. The correct answer is D, that is rule adjudication. Correct answer is D, rule adjudication. Exercise 94. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? A. Aristotle, state is a magnified individual. B. Hegel, state is a march of God on earth. C. Marx, modern state is an instrument of class exploitation. D. Gandhi, state represents violence in concentrated form. The correct answer is A, that is Aristotle, state is a magnified individual. Exercise 95. Under which article of the Indian Constitution has the state been empowered to protect and improve the environment, forests and wildlife? A. Article 43A, B. Article 48A, C. Article 44 and D. Article 46. The correct answer is B, that is Article 48A. The correct answer is B, Article 48A. Exercise 96. Identify the two among these who sought to define underdevelopment in terms of neo-colonial dependency mode. A. A.G. Frank. 1. A.G. Frank. 2. Celso Furtado. 3. E.W. Widner. And 4. Gunnar Myrdal. A 1 and 2, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 3 and D 1 and 4. The correct answer is A 1 and 3. 1 A. G. Frank and 2 is Celso Furtado. Exercise 97. Within inverted comma, with the clauses of exploitation of class by class removed, with the abolition of classes, the state will therefore inevitably wither away. Within inverted comma close. To which theory of the origin of state is the above statement applicable? A. Divine right theory. B. Social contract theory. C. Evolutionary theory. And D. Marxist theory. The correct answer is D, that is Marxist theory. Exercise 98. Pluralists believe that A. State is morally superior to associations. B. Power of the state is absolute internally and externally. C. State is also one of the associations of society. D. Society and state are coeval and coextensive. The correct answer is C, that is state is also one of the associations of society. Exercise 99. Which of the following statements can be associated with the concept of rights? A. One's realization of his best self must involve as its logical resultant realization by others of their selves. B. Adequate opportunities must be laid open to all. C. One is entitled to all the conditions of social life without which no man can seek in general to be himself at the best. D. The very difference in the nature of men require mechanisms for expression of their wills that give each its due hearing. The correct answer is C, that is one is entitled to all the conditions of social life without which no man can seek in general to be himself at his best. Exercise 100. Match list 1 theorists with list 2 statements. Under the head list 1 theorists, in the vertical column against serial number A, Daggett. Under serial number against serial number capital B, Locke. Serial number capital C, McLever. And serial number capital D, Austin. Under the head list 2 statements against serial number 1, where there is no law, there is no freedom, within inverted comma. Serial number capital 2, that is within inverted comma, law is command of the sovereign, inverted comma close. Serial number 3, within inverted comma, it is not the state which creates law, but it is the law which creates the state. laws are merely the expressions of social reality. 4 within inverted comma, the state is both the child and the parent of law. The code in the horizontal column, the heads are capital A space capital B space capital C space capital D. Under the head capital A in the vertical column against serial number A4, B3, C4 and D3. Under the head capital B against serial number A1, B2, C2 and D1. Under the serial number capital C against in the vertical column against serial number A3, B4, C3 and D4. Under the head capital D against in the vertical column against serial number A2, B1, C1 and D2. The correct answer is D. That is under the head capital A 3, that is it is not the state which under the head capital A, that is dug it. D, wrong, repeat. Under the head capital D, dug it. 3, that is it is not the state which creates law, but it is the law which creates the state. Laws are merely the expressions of social reality. Under the head capital B, block 1, that is where there is no law, there is no freedom. Under the head capital C, that is MacLever 4, that is the state is both the child and the parent of law. Under the head capital D, Austin 2, that is law is the command of the sovereign. Model paper 2, page 2.30, T2.13. Exercise 101. In 1989, the 64th and 65 amendment bills within bracket Nagarpalikas and Panchayats bracket closed were not passed, and the Amendment Act could not come in force at that time because A. Lok Sabha was not dissolved in November 1989. B. Lok Sabha could not pass the bill for lack of required majority. C. Rajya Sabha could not pass the bill due to lack of the required majority. D. The President sent the bill back for consideration. The correct answer is C. Rajya Sabha could not pass the bill due to lack of the required majority. Exercise 102. Which believed that, within inverted comma, irrespective of the forms of government, authority tends to be oligarch, with inverted comma close. A. Aristotle. B. Robert Mitchell. C. Harold Lasky and D. Max Weber. The correct answer is D. B. That is Robert Mitchell. Exercise 103. 3. Which one of the following statements is not true with regard to non-governmental organizations? A. They have come to play increasingly constructive role in developmental process. B. They have to redefine their role in accordance with the changing times. C. The government has to change the bureaucratic attitude towards non-government organizations. D. The government should affiliate non-government organizations to its respective departments in order to have better control over their functioning. The correct answer D. The government should affiliate non-government organizations to its respective departments in order to have better control over their functioning. 104. Exercise 104. According to Antonio Gramsci, civil society is primarily geared to the generation of A. Coercion, B. Exploitation, C. Consent and D. Dissent. The correct answer is C, that is consent. Exercise 105. Which concept of democratic participation has a coalitional thrust? A. Liberal, B. Populist, C. Consociational and D. Totalitarian. The correct answer is C, that is consociational. D. C. Correct answer is C, consociational. Exercise 106. Within inverted comma, democracy is an institutional arrangement for arriving at political decisions and not an end in itself. Inverted comma close. This argument is put forth by scholar in the horizontal column the heads are scholar and a space head book. A. Under the head scholar in the vertical column against serial number A, Joseph Schumpeter, and serial number B, Carol Patman, serial number C, Milton Friedman, serial number D, Robert Nozick. Under the head book, in the vertical column against serial number I read wrong. I read in that way. I repeat, the names of the scholars, against each scholar a book name is given. A, Joseph's, under the head scholar, and under the book is named. Under the head scholar, A, Joseph Schumpeter, book, Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy. B, under the head scholar, B, Carol Patman, under the head book, Participation and Democratic Theory. Under the head scholar, C, Milton Friedman, under the head book, Capitalism and Freedom. Under the head scholar, against serial number D, Robert Nozick, under the head book, Anarchy, State and Utopia. The correct answer is under the head scholar, Joseph Schumpeter, under the head book, Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy. Exercise 107. Which of the following procedures are used in the implementation of minority representation under the scheme of proportional representation? A1. Hare scheme of single transferable vote. 2. List system. 3. Limited vote plan. 4. Commutative vote system. A1 only, B1 and 2, C1 and 3, D 3 and 4. The correct answer is B, that is 1 and 2. 1. Hare scheme of single transferable vote. 2. List system. Exercise 104. Match list 1 statements with list 2 thinkers. Under the head list 1 statements, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, the highest moral law is that we should unremittingly work for the good of mankind. Serial number B, it is important to give the freest scope possible to uncustomary things in order that it may in time appear which of these are fit to be converted into custom. Against serial number capital C, where the need for intermediate liberty is urgent and it is a present question of national life or death on the instant, revolt is the only course. Under the head list 2 thinkers. 1. Against the serial number serial number 1, J.S. Mill, serial number 2, Mahatma Gandhi, serial number 3, Sri Aurobindo. 4. In the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C. Under the head capital A, say against serial number, in the vertical column against serial number A3, B2, C3 and D2. Under the head capital B, against serial in the vertical column against serial number A2, B1, C1 and D3. Under the head capital C, against serial number A1, B3, C2 and D1. The correct answer is B, that is under the head capital A. The highest moral law is that we should unremittingly work for the good of mankind. That is 2, that is Mahatma Gandhi. Capital B, under the head capital B, it is important to give the freest scope possible to uncustomary things in order that it may in time appear which of these are fit to be converted into 1, that is 1 J.S. Mill. Under the head capital C, where the need for immediate liberty is urgent and it is a present question of national life or death of the instant, revolt is only course. 3, that is Sri Aurobindo. Exercise 109. Match list 1 characteristic features with list 2 political ideology. Under the list 1 characteristic features, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, formation of the natural, harmonious, organic communities for the free development of the individual and the abolition of the main source of coercion state. Capital B, formation of self-governing autonomous associations of people that will work on cooperative basis to establish partnership between groups and states. Capital against serial number capital C, combination of human fellowship, just social system, common ownership and mutual service. Against capital D, serial number capital D, a system of revolutionary tactics using non-political methods to create an economic federation. Under the head list 2, political ideology: 1. Guild socialism, 2. Democratic socialism, 3. Syndicalism, 4. Anarchism. Quote, in the horizontal column, again in the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A, against serial number A4, B2, C4, D2. Under the head capital B, against serial number A1, B1, C3 and D3. Under the head capital C, against serial number A2, B4, C2 and D4. Under the head capital D, against serial number A3, B3, C1 and D1. Under the head capital A, formation of the natural, harmonious, organic communities for the free development of the individual and the abolition of the main source of coercion state. That is 4. That is anarchism. Under the head capital B, formation of self-governing autonomous associations of people that will work on cooperative basis to establish partnership between groups and state. The one that is guild socialism. Under the head capital C, combination of human fellowship, just social system, common ownership and mutual service. 2. That is democratic socialism. Under the head capital D, a system of revolutionary tactics using non-political methods to create an economic federation. 3. That is syndicalism. Model paper 2, paper number T2.14. Paper number T2.14. Exercise 110. The scientific method does not emphasize on A. Empiricism, B. Values, C. Facts and D. Objectivity. The correct answer is B, that is values. Exercise 111. A socialist theory does not stand for A. State control on the mere production. State control on the mere production. B. Production to be based on necessity. And C. Social service motive. And D. Free and open competition. The correct answer is D, that is free and open competition. Exercise 112. Within invert comma, everything for state, nothing against the state, nothing outside the state, invert comma close. Sum up the philosophy of A. Marxism, B. Fascism, C. Fabian socialism and D. Guild socialism. The correct answer is C, that is fascism. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B, that is fascism. Exercise 113. The chief modus operandi of cultural imperialism is A. Annexation, B. Plunder, C. Trade and D. Hegemony. The correct answer is D. Hegemony. Exercise 114. The thinker who bases politics on psychology and psychology on physics and geometry was A. Montesquieu, B. Rousseau, C. Thomas Hobbes and D. Bentham. The correct answer is C, that is Thomas Hobbes. Exercise 115. Match list 1 authors with list 2 books. Under the head list 1 authors, in the vertical column against serial number capital A, Simon de Wever. Against serial number capital B, Betty Friedman. Against serial number capital C, Kate Millett and Kate Millett. Against serial number capital D, Sheila Robotham. Under the head list 2 books. Against serial in the vertical column against serial number 1, The Second Sex. Against serial number 2, Sexual Politics. Serial number 3, Feminine Mystic. Serial number 4, Women's Consciousness, Men's World. The correct the code is in the horizontal column. Against in the horizontal, the heads are capital A space capital B space capital C space capital D. Under the head capital A, in the serial in the vertical column against serial number A2, B1, C2 and D1. Under the head capital B against serial number A3, B4, C4 and D3. Under the head capital C, A4, A4, B3, C4 and D4. Under the head capital D against serial number A1, B2, C1 and D2. The correct answer is D. That is under the serial number under head capital A, Simon de Beauvoir 1, that is the second sex. Under the head capital B, Betty Friedman 3, that is feminine mystic. Under the head capital C, Kate Millett 4, that is woman's consciousness, man's world. Under the head capital D, Sheila Robotham 2, that is sexual politics. Model 2, page T 2.15. Exercise 116. The theory of sovereignty is historically associated with the rise of A. Feudalism, B. Absolute monarchy, C. Democracy, D. Decolonization. The correct answer is B, that is absolute monarchy. Exercise 117. Which of the following characteristics correctly explain the Marxist perspective of the nature of state? The state, 1. Arose out of class contradictions. 2. It is the most powerful instrument of exploitation. 3. Represents organized violence by the proletariat. And 4. Symbolizes transformation of intrastate efficacy. 5. Expresses social divisiveness as a persistent reality. 6. Protects the economic interests of the most powerful. A. 3, 5 and 6, B. 1, 4 and 5, C. 1, 2 and 6 and D. 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is C, that is 1, 2 and 6. 1. Arose out of class contradictions. 2. That is the correct answer is C, that is 1, 2 and 6. 1. Represent the state arose out of class contradictions. 2. State is the most powerful instrument of exploitation. And 6. That is the state protects the economic interests of the most the state protects the economic interests of the most powerful. Exercise 118. Within inverted comma, a partyless regime is a conservative regime. An anti-party regime is a reactionary regime. Who made this statement? A. Casey Ware, B. Carl J. Frederick, C. Sartori, and D. Samuel Huntington. The correct answer is C, that is Sartori. Exercise 119. Match list 1 Prime Minister with list 2 their concept of bureaucracy. Under the head list 1 Prime Ministers, in the vertical column against serial number A, capital A, Jawaharlal Nehru, capital B, Indira Gandhi, capital C, Morarji Desai, capital D, VP Singh. Under the head list 2 their concept of bureaucracy. Against in the vertical column against serial number 1 neutral bureaucracy, serial number 2 committed bureaucracy, serial number 3 social justice based bureaucracy, serial number 4 development oriented bureaucracy, serial number 5 representative bureaucracy. Code in the horizontal column, the heads are capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Under the head capital A in the vertical column against serial number A1, B4, C1 and D4. Under the head capital B against serial number A2, B3 and C3 and D2. Under the head capital C against serial number A5, B1, C5 and D1. Under the head capital D against serial number A3, B2, C2 and D3. The correct answer is D, that is under the head A, Jawaharlal Nehru. 4, that is development oriented bureaucracy. Under the head capital B, Indira Gandhi. 2, that is committed bureaucracy. under the head capital C, Morarji Desai, 1. Neutral bureaucracy, under the head capital D, V.K. Singh, 3. That is social justice based bureaucracy. Under exercise 120, the advocates of deliberative democracy emphasize A. Parliamentary sovereignty, B. Judicial autonomy, C. Executive supremacy, and D. Popular participation. The correct answer is D, that is popular participation.